Hey, how's it going, guys? What I want to start doing, I want to start getting into highlighting previous months. Obviously, there's always good fights, there's always good endings, good submissions, good KOs, and I want to start highlighting that. I want to make sure to cover some of the best stuff that the UFC has to offer or what's going on, you know what I mean? So basically, after an event, I'll take care of like who got let's say a good knockout of the night, let's say a good submission of the night. I'll highlight that, or let's say a good upset. I'll highlight that or write it down, and then later on at the end of the month, I'll go over what went down. So this video is going to be highlighting August 2018, and I'm going to start off with TJ Dillashaw knocking out Cody Garbrandt in the first round. Wow, impressive. He got it done even shorter time. And this time it was more decisive. It was more definitive. The way he was able to implement his own game plan, it's just like he didn't even fear anything Cody had to offer. He just walked right through a bunch of his best, weapons, and he pretty much shut Cody down before Cody even got started. And that it was a brutal knee that was the beginning of the end for Cody. Then he just finished him off with some punches, and then that was it. And what I wanted to get into, does that make T.J. Dillashaw one of the most dominant bantamweights of all time? Um, you know what? I say that he needs to have a rematch with Dominic Cruz. Once he has that rematch with Dominic Cruz, if he's able to get the nod in that fight, I feel it will solidify him as the most dominant bantamweight of all time. Until then, he's gonna be, it's gonna be a toss up between him and Dominic. But obviously at this moment, he's the current bantamweight champion and he's on fire. So yeah, watch out for T.J. Dillashaw. Obviously, um, right before that fight, Henry Cejudo was able to defeat Demetrius Johnson, which was crazy. Nobody thought that was gonna happen. It was one of the biggest upsets that's happened thus far in 2018. So Henry Cejudo being able to out wrestle and get the nod with two judges at 48-47. That was big, man. That was really really big. So kudos to Henry Cejudo. He's an awesome guy, man. I've had the opportunity to be in the same room as him, and the way he treats his fans, the way he treats everybody in the UFC, I could tell that he's a respectable and likable guy, and it's good to see people like that reach their dreams. But that being said, if he decides to fight TJ Dillashaw, I don't think it's a good time for that. I feel that he's riding real high off that win off of Demetrius, but I don't think that he understands how fast Tito Dillashaw could put combinations together. It's not the Demetrius Johnson type combinations. Demetrius Johnson is good at putting things together, but he's never been your knockout artist per se. And T. Dillashaw has proven time and time again that he is a knockout artist. He knocked out Renan Barão twice, and he knocked out Cody Garbrandt twice. So I don't know what more you can say to call a guy a knockout artist when he's knocking out other knockout artists. You know what I mean? Like, it's a given. This guy has power in his hands, or just the way he's able to uncork his his punches. He's able to connect in a fashion which is hurting people in a devastating way. So if Henry Cejudo decides to fight T. Dillashaw, I just don't think it's a good time. But you know what? I'm gonna leave that for later, and I'll break that fight down in an individual video because I feel it's that important. Now moving on. Um, Alex Perez was able to defeat Jose Torres. Man, that fight was impressive. And let me tell you why it was impressive. Because Alex Perez was on fire. That kid came through, guns blazing, and just mauled Jose Torres. Like, Jose Torres wasn't even in that fight. And you gotta remember, Jose Torres was undefeated up until that point. So, to be able to take him off the undefeated streak in that fashion, it was impressive, man. So look out for Alex Perez for sure. And moving on to one of the most recent things that happened at the end of August, Justin Gaethje knocked out James Vick. Did he ever? Did he ever? That right came from hell. Straight out of fucking Compton. That shit. Oh my god, dude. James Vick talked so much shit leading up to that fight. And I could tell that Justin wanted to hurt him. He wanted to make a statement, and he did. It was nasty. It was brutal. Um, he put everything he had into that right hand, and it landed flush on James Vick's chin, and that was it. It was a wrap. You showed that he can't take that strong of a punch, and that was it. That's all she wrote. He folded. He collapsed, and then you saw James Vick. Then you saw Justin Gaethje backflip off the cage. You know what I mean? And it was nice to see him get a big W after he's been taking those big losses. So, obviously it shows his heart, it shows his determination, his will to win. You know what I mean? Taking two big losses, a lot of people, it's really hard to bounce back mentally, and I could tell he has that mental fortitude to be able to, make it on to other facets in his career in the UFC. Congrats to Justin Gaethje. It was awesome being able to see him fight live in Arizona. I had the opportunity to meet him in person. He's a great guy. So obviously I'm happy for him and his family. So I wish him nothing but the best in the rest of his career in the UFC. All right, guys. So I hope you liked the highlights of mixed martial arts in 2018. Well, we'll call this one the UFC highlight, and in the next ones, I'll be able to. I'll make sure to highlight Ryzen and Bellator as well. All right, guys. Peace.